Hello, Mr. So-and-so here. Today with a build video for Spider-Man, a movement build. As usual, we will be looking at the traits, the equipment, the powers, the talents, the synergies and the infinity points, and in the end I will be fighting Pyro on cosmic difficulty to show you how the build works in action. Now let's start with the traits. Pretty basic. Strength and fighting, main attributes, resources, webbing, regenerating automatically, and we have spider sense, most importantly here, close quarters. When you hit with a melee power you gain damage reduction by 8% for 3 seconds, and we will be using melee powers a lot. On to the equipment and the stats first. As you can see, I still need to do some farming and improve a lot here. I need more critical hit rating, more brutal strike rating, and also brutal damage rating. And on to the relic. Considering this is a melee build, I went with the relic of Asgard. I didn't bind the complete one yet, only using a stack of 23. If you have problems surviving, you could also of course use one of the defensive relics. The catalyst, unfortunately yet without main attribute, try to go for strength or fighting there. Damage rating to cooldown powers is nice, health regen also, and becoming invisible on healing. Only try to avoid damage rating to ranged powers, considering you are only using one ranged power to debuff enemies. The medallion, try to go for something melee based. I'm using Craven here, dropped from the danger room. It can also come from a shield supply drop, but you can farm medallions in Midtown. If you don't have Craven's medallion, you could use Blob's medallion, or what you should have definitely is Doc Ock's medallion, so try to go with one of these. I didn't buy a legendary item yet. Considering that our damage comes from movement powers, definitely go with Hermes Wing Sandals though. The armor pieces I will just quickly skim over. Try to strike a balance here between main attribute, critical and brutal. Ring, critical damage rating to movement powers and strength. Most importantly, probably the main attribute, try to go for strength or fighting here. Artifacts, unfortunately nothing cosmically enhanced. If you have it, definitely use the Cosmic Spider Mask. I'm using Ziggurat here. Came from a shield supply drop. As far as I know, you can't get it in-game, but only from using shield supply boost. Nice for the movement power bonus and the critical damage and hit rating, as well as the brutal strike rating. Here, for the lack of something better, using the Atlantean Jewel, giving us main attribute, critical and brutal strike and hit rating, and more damage against enemies targeting us, and considering we are using one taunt, that will kick in quite often. Otherwise, you could, if you have it, also go with the white gorilla necklace dropping from Man-Ape. That gives 5 strength for 5 seconds on striking critically, so if you have that, you could definitely replace the Atlantean Jewel. Now, on to the powers. Like I said already, we are using one taunt, infuriating humor, weakening taunting enemies, and also raising our dodge chance by 50%. We won't be using the regular dodge. Instead, we will be using web zipline. Movement power, also knocking down enemies due to a talent having more charges, and you can also use it in any HQ, so you can still move freely there. Then we have evasive web sling, ranged movement and webbing power, and we will be using that in conjunction with spider slam. Due to a talent, these two will be beneficial to one another. Otherwise, we have arachnic assault, flurry of attacks during which you are invincible, definitely nice to have, and leaping assault, as you can see, critical hit chance 100%, which is definitely nice. Then I already mentioned it, we have one ranged power, slowing and weakening enemies, so this is how we start our rotation. And then we have amazing smash, our signature power, considered melee, movement, hand-to-hand, webbing and crowd control. Now, what you want to do is you want to start with web spray to slow and weaken enemies. Then if it's back from cooldown, amazing smash. Then your cooldown heavy powers Arachnic Assault and Leaping Assault, and then you want to go with Evasive Web Sling, because then Spider Slam gets 200% more damage. On to the talons. We're using Amazing Acrobatics. As you can see here, more dodge rating on use of a movement power, and movement power gain 10% more damage. We have Jumping Spider, Spider Slam or Evasive Web Sling reduce the cooldown of Leaping Assault by 2 seconds, and Leaping Assault gets 100% more damage. Combined Strikes, I already mentioned that Evasive Web Sling deals 200% additional damage if you have Spider Slam within 5 seconds, and Spider Slam deals 150% more damage after using Evasive Web Sling within 5 seconds. Then we have Dancing Spider, Agile Attack and Web Zipline gain 1 more charge and a cooldown reduction. And finally, Amazing Impact, our signature move no longer deals damage over time or immobilizes enemies, but instead gains 200% more damage. The synergy is pretty basic. Angela for more damage to cooldown powers. We have Black Panther for more melee power damage. Black Widow, again, more melee and also ranged power damage. Blade for health on hit and attack speed. We have Daredevil for more damage to normal and elite enemies, and again melee power damage. Then we have Hawkeye for more critical damage. Iron Fist for again hand-to-hand power damage and health regeneration. Luke Cage for more defense and durability. She-Hulk for more health and again health regeneration. And Squirrel Girl, probably in every build for the additional boss damage. Infinity points, I put 50 of my points into strength, and the rest I put into potency, 28 points, to raise the damage of the signature power. Okay, now let's go for Pyro.
Burn, baby, burn!
So we start with Web Spray, signature move, Web Spray again, Arachnic Assault, and Slam, Web Spray, and then
Let me give you the 3rd degree!
there's 2 moves. The others are back from cooldown. As you can already tell, the cooldowns are really slow on him. We don't really need to taunt the boss. You can simply use it if you feel you need some damage reduction in this case. As you can see, avoiding attacks is really easy on this build. I don't even have to use my dodge yet.
That won't work. You burned me out, mate.
There we go. So if you have...
Is always the answer.
Shut up, Pyro. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments and I try to get back to you. Thanks for watching.